And this afternoon, I'm delighted to be chatting to one of my favourite contributors because I must admit, goats aren't talked about enough. Cathy is who I'm going to be chatting to. She's from Buttercup's Goat Sanctuary in Bolton-on-Chelsea. Cathy, how long have you been part of Buttercups down there?
Oh, golly. I've been employed here for nearly 4 years, but I've known Bob and about the sanctuary for over 20 years, so various different other hats that I've worn over the years in terms of animal care. But myself, I've been working here for just nearly 4 years.
Were goats particularly something you were passionate about before you started working there, or was it just a happy coincidence?
Well, I mean, I was one of these children that was brought up in welly boots, so I always wanted to be working in a farm or horsey environment. So goats, I have found, have got the strongest personalities out of all of the types of animals that I've worked with. Other animals tend to, apart from pigs, it takes a bit longer to get to know them. Goats are quite extrovert, so you can find out what their characters are like within a couple of days.
What's those extrovert goats that you've got at Buttercups at the moment, Cathy?
Oh, Andy for sure. And Andy's always lets him makes you aware of his presence very, very quickly. He is very impatient and can be quite vocal if he doesn't get what he wants. He's also one of our adopter goats. So if any of our adoptees want to adopt a goat that's a bit naughty, then we always recommend Andy.
Tell me the naughtiest thing Andy's done this week alone. Let's narrow it down for you.
Well, he's quite good at... We have a fantastic guy who works with the goats and does most of our sort of mending of things. And Andy provides him with quite a lot of work because his favourite hobby is basically breaking his door any way that he possibly can. So this week, I think his card is fairly clean, but in the next few weeks, we'll probably have to call Richard in to mend something that Andy's broken.
I love that about Andy already. Now, you mentioned there is something I did want to talk to you about today, because you have this thing that local people, anybody who's interested in Buttercups, and presumably farther afield as well, can actually adopt one of your goats. How does that work?
Right. It's a great fundraiser for us, and it does the goats that are adopted really good. It helps them with their sort of behaviour. So for a fairly reasonable sum, you can take on one of our specially chosen goats. So we'll only choose goats that will want to come and interact with the adoptee, and goats that are healthy, because obviously it's quite sad if they get older and then they pass away. We want to have the adoptee to have a nice long time to build up a bond with their goat. And you can come and visit your said goat any time that we're open. That's between 11 and 4 every day at the moment, except for Wednesdays. And your goat will have a special yellow collar on it, so you can recognise it. And also, when you adopt it, we'll send you a letter from your goat. So Andy basically confesses his sins to his adoptees, something sort of, about that particular goat that is that stands out about their character or what they do. And you also get a certificate to say that you are adopting a goat, and you can put that on your fridge door or your bedroom wall or anything else to remind yourself that you're supporting Buttercups. That's what the adoptions are about. There's only about 12 up for adoption, because other ones, obviously, some can be quite shy. Other ones have health issues that we're managing, but it's not a great idea to have them as an adopted goat because they might have an off day, in which case, if you came down that day, they probably wouldn't be available for you to talk to. So it's the younger ones, the friendly ones. That's the ones that we tend to put up for adoption. We have leaflets here. It's on our website as well. You can have a look under adoptions and see which goat you fancy. And then if you don't know by then, you can come down and chat to us and we'll explain. I mean, I have people that want to have a particularly naughty goat, so I tend to recommend Andy. And Cole is very shy and he gets left out a little bit because he's not a young, beautiful goat. And so I tend to recommend him if people want to, give him a boost because he gets a bit left behind. He's not like Maggie. Maggie's our star. She's tiny and very cute. Everyone wants Maggie, which is lovely. But the ones that get left out tend to be the quieter ones that, they're not maybe the superstars of the herd. But we love them all the same, and they deserve to have an adopter as well.
Oh, I just think it sounds fascinating that you know all their personalities so well. And by the sound of it, Andy's the only one who has a rap sheet, though, when you sign up for adopting a goat.
Yes, and Andy is actually one of the few goats that has 3 collars. So he's got his purple collar, which indicates that he's not to be fed extras because he's quite greedy. He's also got a red collar, which, it just shows that it indicates to you guys that he's a little bit naughty sometimes. And he's also got his yellow collar, which is his adopt-a-goat collar. So he's kind of a bit like one of these African warriors. He's got 3 collars on his neck.
But wears them as badges of honour, I'm sure.
Everybody loves Andy. It's just look at Andy and then you look to the ceiling. And if there's a bang going on, it's normally Andy or Albus. Albus is one of our goats.
Better not put them together, I'm guessing, because double trouble.
No, they tend to ignore each other, actually. They're not that close buddies, those two. So one or the other, if there's a bang going on, it'll be either one of those.
Although obviously it's lovely to talk about the goats, and that's what Buttercups is all about. But I imagine your job, Cathy, is a lot more than that.
Well, yes. We are open 6 days a week now. We need everyone to come and see us because we, like most animal charities, we need funding. So every time somebody comes through the door, hopefully they'll give us a donation. But that does take quite a lot of effort because we've also got our little mini tea room. We don't do lunches, just to make everybody aware of that. We don't cook, but we've got some delicious pre-wrapped, pre-baked cakes, hot drinks, cold drinks, and a small gift shop. But obviously, again, we need to stock that. We've just taken in a whole load of cakes for the weekend, everybody. So come down, plenty of cakes and cold drinks. We've just unloaded those. But again, that takes time. Obviously, cleaning the tea room, everything else concerning kind of public entry. We need to have someone on the gate just to make sure everybody understands, the way to behave amongst the goats. And also car park people, because on busy days, sadly, the car park gets full. And once we're full, we can't take any more cars in. So obviously we need to manage that too. So there's a heck of a lot going on. Plus the ubiquitous loo cleaning, of course.
Of course.
And then there's all the admin as well. So everybody that adopts a goat, we have to get all of the adoption packs ready for them. And we've got emails coming in left, right and centre all the time. So it's never a dull moment.
Well, I'm glad they certainly keep you busy, and you need to keep Andy and the rest of the goats busy by the sound of things. But if people listening are interested in adopting a goat, and maybe they're hearing about Buttercups and all the things you do for the first time this afternoon on BBC Radio Kent, how can they reach out to you, Cathy, and get involved? Right.
So obviously we have a website. It's a very good website, and that will lead you to the adoptions page. I think that's on the first home page that you get to. So you can adopt online. Obviously, we'd love to see you visiting us, obviously every day except Wednesday from 11 till 4. But the website's really quite detailed. If anyone has a problem with adopting online and they can't visit, just give us a call or send us an email. We have adoption leaflets here already, so people can fill them out, and then they can pay for their adoption in the tea room. So we are quite accessible. So hopefully, does that answer your question?
It does, very much so. Do you want to give me the website address, though? Because they wouldn't forgive me if I talked about how to get in touch and then we don't tell everyone how they can do that.
Yes, one moment. Here we go. Right, www.buttercups.org.uk.
So www.buttercups, all one word, .org.uk.
Okay. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Cathy, it's always delightful to speak to you and hear about the goats that you have there. And what are the goats planning on doing this weekend?
Sorry?
What are the goats going to be doing this weekend?
Well, I believe tomorrow, it'll be a normal day for them, so they'll obviously come out in the yards if it's not raining, be running around the fields to greet all our visitors. I think most often we do have a goat walk on, which has to be pre-booked, but we normally take about 10 goats for a walk around our land, again as a fundraiser. We also have specific goats that are good at walking. We normally have that going on a Saturday. From here, I'm looking at the diary here. There's most likely a goat walk anyway tomorrow and Sunday, but both of those have to be pre-booked because we have to organise the goats sort of before everybody comes because they have to get their harnesses on, and we have to make sure that they're well enough to go for a walk. But that'll be happening, and the goats are looking forward to seeing everybody come when they visit us this weekend. So if the weather's good, they'll have their hay in the hay racks, and then they'll be wandering around the field, which is where everybody can mingle with them.
So Andy, you'd better behave himself or he won't be allowed on the goat walk over the weekend. Honestly, Andy, buck your ideas up.
We don't take Andy on the goat walk.
Okay.
He probably would need to be kept well away from the other goats because he gets a little bit...
Okay, all right. Bit antisocial, are we then, Andy? Fair dues. I know lots of colleagues at BBC Radio Kent who are the same. But lovely to chat to you this afternoon, Cathy. It really is a delight. And please, can I speak to you again here on BBC Radio Kent on Animal Magic? Because I do love hearing about the goats and I really want to join a goat walk one day with you as well.
Please do. It would be wonderful to have you.
Great. Well, Cathy, I'm much better behaved than Andy, I promise. And I hopefully do get on with goats. I haven't met many recently, but that would be something I really look forward to doing. And thank you for speaking to me this afternoon on BBC Radio Kent. It's been an utter delight.
Bye.
Take care, Cathy, and I hope you enjoy those goat works over the weekend. It sounds fun, doesn't it? Goat walks. What a cool thing to do. How many people are planning a goat walk over the weekend? Maybe you need to get in touch with Buttercups. And if you can't join in this weekend, have a go, next weekend, the weekend after, while the sun is shining, which it certainly is this Friday afternoon. Isn't it absolutely glorious? And aren't we lucky to be experiencing this today on BBC Radio Kent? Let's back to the music now, shall we? Because the tunes are what it's all about. And it'll be my pleasure playing them to you this afternoon. If you want to send me a text, 81333 is the number you need to do that. So feel free, put the word Kent at the beginning, and I'll share your message with the rest of the county.
Turn your magic on. Let me see it say